Hi there, it's Mimsy here. Today I'm going to show you how to do a quick and easy mitered corner. I'm making a whole bunch of linen tablecloths for a job, and I'm going to go ahead and miter all the corners on these tablecloths because it's for a wedding and these potentially might be something that the bride will keep for a very long time. So I'm going to go ahead and make them extra special with a mitered corner on all of these. So let's get started. So the first thing that you want to do is press your linen to whatever size it is you want your hem to be. And pretty typical is a 1.5 inch double hem. It's got to be a double hem. You never want to just hem something like this with the raw edge showing. You always want to do a double hem like so that raw edge is enclosed and you put your stitching right there on the nice finished edge. So you're going to do that on both sides, and a double 1.5 is pretty typical for a lot of things, draperies, tablecloths, and things like that. So what I do is I take it to the pressing table and I go ahead and press over 3 inches, and then I measure. So I go to at my ironing table, I take my measuring guide and I measure over to 3 inches, and I just press all the way down at 3 inches. And then I come back in and I just fold this edge, the raw edge, into that pressed line and press it like that. So I only have to measure once on that first 3 inch fold. To start your mitered corner, you're going to fold in that first fold on both sides. So fold in one side, fold in the other side, and then you're going to measure and mark. So your finished hem is 1.5 inches, so not from the raw edge to here, but from that crease there. So your finished hem is 1.5 inches. So you're going to double that, which would be 3 inches. Measure from this edge to 3 inches and put a small mark, and then from this edge 3 inches and mark that. Then you're going to draw a line from that mark to that mark, because this is where we're going to stitch, is across this line. And now we're going to pick that up with it still folded like this. We're going to fold that over so those lines meet right here. So those meet. We're going to put a pin here across that line closer to this edge, because when we sew this, we want to make sure that this edge stays lined up. Now we're going to take this to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch right across that line. Okay, so we're going to stitch right down this line, and I'm going to go right over the pin. And I like to start on the open end here so that I know that these two, they don't shift and end up not lining up. If you start on the other end and sew towards the open end, sometimes those fabrics can shift and then this doesn't line up anymore. And make sure that you backstitch on both ends. And I'm just going to carefully go right over my pin so nothing shifts. I know that's a no-no, but I sometimes do that. Remove that pin. Then we're going to cut this off at about 1/4 inch. Then we're going to flip it, push that point in. And there's our nice mitered corner. And we can just fold that seam to one side or the other underneath there to make it nice and flat. But there we go. That's all there is to it. Now I'll go ahead and stitch right along the edge of the entire tablecloth. And I need to push that out a little bit better, but I'm trying to do it without shaking the camera like crazy.